Oh yes, I'm so excited. Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and today we are doing a vlog style video. And everything I already recorded, but I forgot to record an intro. So here I am. Now let me show you what I'm doing. Well, I wanted to give another update on what's going on this side. So we have a mess basically, but this side has not really been dealt with much at all. I mean, we've been trying to clean it out, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty much just a catch-all right now, full of stuff. So I've got rolls of paper, I've got a shelf. I wouldn't mind more of these shelves. So I have been cleaning this stuff out today, and I'm starting to notice how bad this countertop really is. It's like yellowed in some areas. You can see down there it's like white, and then it goes up and it's kind of like yellowed. I started peeling it off. I was curious. Actually, I have a bad habit of making more work for myself, or making more projects, let's call it. But as I was over here, I'm like, there's some bounce to this. See, it's not really adhered very well. And then I started looking. I'm like, oh, it's wood. And I'm like, that's nice looking wood. And it's polyurethaned. And I'm thinking, oh, it kind of looks like an antique looking thing. Now, this is handmade. Somebody made it at some point. I have no idea what the top looks like. Well, the top's a whole nother story, but I'm kind of looking at this, and I'm not a fan of this, to be honest with you. There's like some silver stripe on there that's like 3 panels of something that's stapled on. This right here is not even the same material. This is like a vinyl. That's a vinyl. That's not even. So that I don't like that. That'll have to be dealt with like separately. Let me show you the other side to kind of give a little bit more insight on this, because here's our floor. That's what we have left to put down on this side. So this thing, look at that. That is interesting. I'm still trying to figure out how, like, what this was. So that is honestly angled right there. And I guess they wanted that on purpose for some reason. So this came out of somewhere else, wasn't built for here. And then somebody said, oh, we need like a little piece for something. So then they built that little yellow thing. And you can see here that the countertop is different. Or maybe this was like already built and then they just used it here next to it. But I don't know what the countertop is under here. But either way, this thing could use a little TLC. So I think I'm gonna pull the front tiles off of it. The top, not sure what is going on in there. If it's wood, it'll be interesting if that's like all the same wood. There's more of it there. Did they drive nails in? They drove random nails in, which is kind of like annoying to help it stay on. Look at that. See, look at this. I'm just gonna take this all off. Now, that's a really pretty oak. So, if you know the other side, we have a light back. Well, let me just show you. The floor in here is gonna be lightened up, and we'll have room then for more darker colors. See, look how light that is. So this room is kind of in a state as well, but it's in a better state. So here's an example of a dark piece of furniture, that barrister bookcase that I love so much that I recently acquired. And actually, all of this wood, you know what I mean? Like it works because it's light in here. And so, yeah, I think I'm gonna paint all these pegboards white too and really clean this up. So I think that we can do this. I really do. I've just got a lot of cleaning. These are mostly boxes here. I need to get rid of that. I tried listing it on Facebook. Nobody is really biting on it, and it's really just in the way. Now, honestly though, couldn't I just keep it? Like, could I use it as part of like, I don't know, some kind of a moment in here? Make like a trash can homage. It's kind of useless on the inside. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. You could use it for like a display. The trash can display. That curio cabinet I listed for like $10, but I'm getting impatient and it's like just in the way. That nonsense there needs to go somewhere else. Like that, they had a closed circuit camera system and we're not about that here in the 21st century. So this is, no, we don't want that. So that needs to go, all of that. That stuff there was like stored down there. I need to list those carpet tiles there too. I never got around to that. It says welcome. It's a latch hook kind of a thing. Welcome, and it's a duck. It needs to be washed. I almost just threw it away, but this style will be coming back if it's not already back for some people, because I am kind of into it myself. So just don't judge me on that. Just know that everything comes in waves, and I'm kind of living for like the late 80s right now, early 90s. It's okay. We just accept it. Okay. And another one that was in there was this one, which I'll have more love for. I know a lot of people will be like, yay, it's a deer. Isn't that cool? It needs to go through the wash as well. There's like a, where it was folded or something. These were shoved down, and let me show you, they were shoved down in that vase over there, that giant vase thing. They were shoved in the bottom of it to give it height, so that like whatever they had in it was like not obviously as far down as it could have gone. It was just weird. There was like random bags in there and, oh, you finished falling apart for me. Yes, right, I'll get this. Oh, I'm so excited. So this, I think they just nailed it in. Oh, okay. That was nice. That helps me out a lot. Oh yes, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So it's gonna look like an old general store or something. I'm telling you what. You know what I should almost do is get like one of those penny, you know, like they use pennies and they like set them on there and they lacquer them in there. No, it's all right. If I can get the wood in here, if this is just straight up wood down here, looks good, I'll be a happy camper with that. Or I could do like a marble top, you know, like old furniture with like the marble top and then it has like the wood. I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas. So this seems like it's gonna actually come off really easily. We hope. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Now I know a lot of you are like, oh, it looks so cool because it's like the 50s. Yeah, I thought that originally too, but yeah, honestly, this isn't done very well. It's like I said, it was yellowing and everything, and they're half falling off anyway. And that's okay. By the way, if you're into the 50s like I am, I will have my 50s kitchen in that back corner, which has a Formica countertop, and it's gonna look so cool. That's what's really driving me to get in this room, because I want to get that kitchen over there. Okay, so I have been continuing to pull this tile off, and I decided that I am gonna just take that apart. I am gonna revert it back to what it should have been, which is just an angled side to match the angled front, and then I'm gonna move this thing. And I'm gonna have it, so then it's gonna be positioned in this room in a way where you can see the angled side, and then that flat side will be up against the wall. You know what I mean? So then it'll make more sense, because that's just flat side. Or, I mean, maybe I can have it floating somewhere, but ooh, it could float. It could float in the middle or something. We could have a floating island, a floating counter. But yeah, I mean, this is silly to work around. I could basically separate that yellow thing that they built out of it. Maybe I can use that yellow thing somewhere else, but it has its own top. And so I'm just gonna break this baby apart. All right, the marriage has been separated. So I pulled it apart. You can see how that side angles down. You know what I'm thinking, and I've had to I used the hammer to crack the tiles so that these would separate. I am seeing Formica here. So with any luck, we could peel this top. You know what? This might be very easy. Oh my gosh. We've got cracked ice Formica right here. It looks like we have, that's interesting. Foot is stuck. There's cracked ice Formica over here, I noticed, kind of peeking in. I wonder when this was, that darn thing. I wonder when this was made. See, this is just stuck on there. This canvas See, pull that off, see? So, I don't know, I'm not sure. So here's what my thought is. This used to be a grocery store, opened in 1969 or around that time frame for many years. I think this is probably the original countertop there. So they just recovered it. And now here I am taking it and putting it back the way it was. So yeah, we got the Formica. I am really excited about this. I'll try to get the rest of that top off, because if this Formica is in good shape, then we're really good. We'll be good. Unfortunately, we're missing a piece of the metal here, the edging. They probably took it off and then cut it and put it here. That's my guess. There's not any on this side, so they might have had enough to put it here to finish this. Well, that's unfortunate, but it'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna do something, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep going. Well, that's what's left of that was here. I couldn't salvage it. They bolted that thing into the ground. They nailed it in. It was nailed in. There's bugs and stuff in here. They had all these wires. This was phone, like lottery stuff and phone stuff and all kinds of things that aren't necessary. So yeah, that's probably not gonna be able to be used. I don't know, maybe I can nail it back together. I probably could. I just don't know what I would do with it. Well, at least we have this separated and we've got a plan, because I'm really excited about this now. This is gonna look great. Oh. Well, it is another day, and we are now out here to see what I done, to see what I did. I haven't really gotten that far. So, all right. All I was really able to do was take off the rest of the tiles, and there they are. And yeah, you can see my problem here. Not only that, well, you can't really see how sticky this is. I thought it would stick to it more, so that gun is sticky. That is sticky. So I've been scraping it off, and I'll go over it again one more time with the scraper and the heat gun to like get as much glue off as I can. And then I'm going through with Goo Gone and I'm pulling the rest of it off. So this side over here is actually clean. That is pretty good. And then this to here is still really sticky. So immediately my thought was, what can I do about this? About the first idea, leave it completely as it is, clean it of course, and then just leave it with its character. Second idea, cover it up with another piece of Formica, which I've got, where did it go? Ah, over here. I've got this piece also in the gray cracked ice, which is about the same size as that. Third idea, replace the top completely, which is expensive. There is a company out there, I think it's called Make It Mid-Century, and they specialize in reproduction countertops. The one that I see that it would be kind of neat is the white with the gold little flecks in it, and I have some of that here, but definitely not this big. Another option is to find sort of a vintage contact paper and then just contact paper over it. That's very cheap and it would be pretty good. And the more I think about it, maybe that should be the route that I go. Just a nice thin contact paper, retro. And if anybody happens to know any, that would look pretty good. And I'm talking like, I don't want anything looking like boomerangs and retro looking. I want it to look pretty precise. You know what I'm saying? Not that throwback looking atomic stuff that sometimes we see. Down here, I do need to go over in like little areas that there's like glue residue. The majority of it's not though. And so my thought on the bottom here is to just continue to clean off what's there. And then I have some Old English, which is basically like a stain. It's pretty strong stuff. And I'll be able to go over some of these lighter areas, well, the whole thing. And it'll really just pull it together, like down there in the middle where it's kind of scratchy looking. It'll just look really good. And then, yeah. So the whole bar, I keep calling it a bar. The whole counter, I think, is gonna go somewhere over there against the wall. About, well, where this concrete's messed up. So it'll kind of be where you could stand right here behind it if you needed to, like this, but it'll be right through here. Now it won't be very much further over here because there will be a partition that I have in the back currently, and it's like basically like a little wall, and it has pegboard on it, and the 50s kitchen will go over here in this corner. So it'll be 50s kitchen, partition, countertop, and then that'll kind of open up this whole area. So I could have left it right along there, but my thought was there's a window here, there's pegboard already there, and it'd be nice if you could actually use the pegboard. And it's sort of strange to walk behind a counter and all this, so I figure open this area up, because with the countertop extending to the point that it was, it almost made this whole corner unusable, if you know what I'm saying. Because you'd be behind the counter, theoretically be behind the counter if you're in that corner. So we just make it smaller. We know we don't need a big old area behind a counter. And I do need to repair that bottom a little bit, but if you can kind of get the idea of what this looked like before, it's really nice. So this was one big window. They've since plywooded over it. I took down some of the pegboard that was there, and I can reuse it. That piece there, the yellow there, and that one came off of that wall. That big square came off of the left of the window, and the big yellow one was above it. They actually just put another piece over the original, and then that little piece there was like the end. But I took it down because it, first of all, works just the way that it is. I mean, we're probably gonna paint it. But secondly, I can use that pegboard elsewhere. I can mount it on other walls, and then I have more pegboard to use. And it's not, that stuff's not cheap. So I'll use what I can. I want to fix this down here, and then it'll nicely wrap up right there at the end of that window. It sort of angles up, if you can see it. Little angles up, matches the angles on here. So fun. I love that when that happens. And I am looking at pricing out a window. I mean, it could be a lot. I don't know. If it's too much, we'll just put drapes over it and call it a day, and then you don't look at it. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Otherwise, that's essentially all I was able to get done. But yesterday was sort of an off day for me. This stuff needs to go to Goodwill. So does that. Yesterday, so we had a live sale, Christmas live sale. And about 10 minutes before it started, I realized, because I was scraping that stuff, and then Barb waltzed in, and she was like, I was like, what time is it? And she's like, oh, we don't have much time. So I've got like goo all over my hands from like, you know, the thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like washing it. I look at my clock and it's 10 till. I didn't know how to use the software that we were using either, because we were using a different software to stream it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I ran together, we got it, and everything was fine. A little technical issue at the beginning, sound, like from the sound, but so we did a live sale, just a little live sale, Christmas live sale. I quickly realized, oh my gosh, I have to use my computer too. I can't use my phone. And so then I had to get this big old thing out, prop it up so that we had an impromptu tripod for my computer. Worked out well. I do want to put shelves in this thing though, because I want to make it hold quilts and like blankets. Wouldn't that be cool? I think it would be. Right now we've got them kind of all over there. Whew. Barb will be here soon. We're gonna be shipping today. I told her 8:30. Oh, the paint by number wall. Did I show? I haven't shown this yet. My paint by numbers. In fact, I haven't really shown this haul. So let me shut this door. Okay, so here are the paint by numbers that I had picked up at an auction, an online auction, and I've just been hanging them out here. So they're there for now. I will sell them. I'm just not in the mood right now to sell them. And then here is my bulletin board. I posted pictures on Instagram of this, but that's where I will hang like things that people send me on that. And then here's another side. We've got my flamingo stuff over here. So that a subscriber painted for me. I love it. And I finally found a frame that I was happy with. This frame was $1. So I don't remember if I showed this or not in a video, the whole thing done. But it works out really well. And she's from, it's not the United States. It's definitely like, I want to say Denmark or Sweden or somewhere over in that realm. So I love that. And then here is my mirror that Barb brought me. This was in her bedroom, but I think she's decided to move on from this, and she wanted to gift me something for the building, and I love it. I have a mirror just like this at home. Well, not just like it, but I have another mirror at home. And this one is made by Robert Stern. It's cut, his last name's cut off, but Robert Stern. It's a lithograph mirror. And then here's some other little nifty things. A cross stitch that Barb, again, she made that for me I think a couple Christmases ago. That was a present. Picked that up at Antique Mall, and then some other little flamingo plates. So we've got like this whole wall to play with here in this room. I'll back up. And that is the haul. The lighting in here is not really the best because, whoa, I just looked at the light too long. Whoa. Because it's like this warm light, and we're going from like fluorescence back there to, I just looked at it again, to warm, and it's just very shadowy and weird. Why don't I come over here? Whoa, Casper. I'm looking for some, no. If I look up like this, maybe. Well, I need my coffee before Barb comes in here. So I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.